We're in Gulf Shores, Alabama right now. My name is Trisha Springstead. I'm a registered nurse. I've been working with many people of the spill.
It is not safe to send people out on boats in the water, and you know, I know captains that are taking and tubing kids in this water. Now let's face it, that's churning up the water.
All right, this needs to go. Are we on camera?
Yeah.
Okay, Chris.
You know, churning up the water and the vapors coming up into a kid's face,
right?
While they're being drugged behind at a rapid, 15 miles an hour, let's say. So you're just really pushing it into, I couldn't do it and sleep well at night. To the bottom with their 2 million gallons of dispersion. I don't think so. I can only go, oh my God, that's got to be really fairly toxic to sit there and churn it all up. There are effects. There was an oil spill, and there's your facts. The simple baseline facts are either there was an oil spill and a catastrophe of the largest proportion environmentally in U.S. history, or else there wasn't. If there was, there will be ramifications to human health, to the fish, the wildlife, the birds, everything.
Right. Yesterday we were outside and we were sitting down and talking to some people, some visitors, and they came down. They drove down from Indiana, and they said, we knew. I mean, they were smart people.
Yeah.
And they said, we come down here every year, but we knew something wasn't right, and we educated them.
Yeah.
And they were like, wow, this is insane.
Yeah.
This is absolutely insane that they lie to the people up north and say that the beaches are clean, and then they want to bring us down and put us in harm's way?
Right. So many people are concerned about that. What happens when they go home? Those who didn't get lucky enough to encounter someone like you or I. My dolphin cruises now are like an environmental, educational dolphin cruise.
Yeah.
Because you just can't get out there and be around it. There's still, in the back bays there is just big lines, heavy lines of corrects it.
When are you going out?
Anytime you want. I'll take you out and show you, because I've been posting, I've tried talking to our mayor. I've, become pretty much public enemy #1 because everyone wants me just to shut up about it. They just want it over with. And all I want is my life back. And when to hear you say that I'm a hero to you, I'm not a hero, honey. What I am is I'm a very selfish person. I had a wonderful career, the world's best. People came and paid me to go out on a boat and show them the dolphins that I love to go out and see. And damn it, I was fighting for that. I wanted to keep that. I love it. It defines me. When people say, this is Captain Lori, I'm like, I'm not sure if I am Captain Lori. Entering this season, I wasn't sure how it would be. The health of the dolphins isn't good. They're continuing to die. We're in the middle of an unusual mortality event. NOAA tells me there's no special instructions for me as an operator around these federally protected mammals. Go right ahead. Harass the hell out of them. And so I went into the season not knowing how this was going to be. And then as I started doing a trip a day, getting closer into actually being active, every time I'd be out there, hour and a half, just an hour and a half, and I'd come in and my throat would begin to hurt so badly that I could not speak. How am I supposed to do my 4 trips a day? And if it's doing that to me, what's it doing to my clients? As their captain, I'm in charge of their health and welfare while they're in my hands for that hour and a half. And I truthfully don't believe that we got any business being out on those waters because they're not clean, because our boats do stir it back up. And I really don't think this town should be open for business.
I agree.
But at the same time, everybody's bought into the whole BP propaganda that it's okay, y'all come on down, all the way to our entire, our town members, town leaders. So therefore now we're, BP's off the hook.
Well, and
you can't just go and claim, look, I can't go out there, I'm sick. I get sick. This is detrimental to my health.
In our town, our mayors and our legislators took an oath. And what was that oath? They took the oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States of America and the Bill of Rights, and we have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And the thing that I have always tried to tell people in this is that, you cannot separate the water and the earth from the humans and the animals.
No.
There's no degree of separation.
There is no degree of separation. The Memorial Day weekend, everybody was all just, woohoo, look at all the tourists in town, it's fabulous, and everybody was just in a great mood. And I went online and went, does anyone know what you could drink to be as happy as everybody else in the town around you? And I got a couple of smart aleck little responses. And then one lady said, I know what would make you happy. Clean water.
No.
You don't need a cocktail.
No.
You need clean water.
That's right.
And I heard a quote once that, the quickest way to throw someone off emotionally is to change their environment. And it has done that. Emotionally, this is one of the most trying things I've ever been through. My first husband died of cancer and left me with 3 little babies, 2, 4, and 6 years old. In 4 months' time was dead like that. I went through that, and although that was extremely hard, it's hard for me to sit here and say that this is harder than it is, because there's no end to it.
Right. And there's no, and I always say, we can't, to the people, I think to the people out there that are doing the wrong thing, it's going to come back to you. And the people that are out there lying, it's going to come back to you. Because, this earth is a gift. And you've taken our gift and you've put daggers, you have shot into our gift. You have shot into our earth. You killed the way of life for so many people in the name of money and greed and power. And I've said it before, and I have articles that are in the National Public Health Alert. If you guys want to get on the Public Health Alert, it's out there. And I hope that the people of this county and every county that's saying that the water is safe all the way up through Mississippi, Mississippi's hell right now, all the way up through, up into the panhandle of Florida, and if you don't think it's going to not affect that whole coast of Florida, and wrap around to the other end if you don't do something real soon, you're going to see people dying. You're going to see more animals dying. You're going to see children dying. And you either make it right and you start telling the truth, or I think you should all be jailed. Because I'm telling you right now, you took an oath to protect and defend the people of the United States of America. And that was your oath. And you better find that oath, and you better reread it. And any of you doctors out there that took the Hippocratic oath, you better find that oath and reread it, because we're coming after you. And we're not going to stop. We are uniting now. And we're uniting just under one major front, because we're tired of people going out there and getting 501c3s and playing around with us and making money and then walking off. That's what BP wants. That's exactly what they want. They're sitting back and they're laughing because we got people stealing money that should be going to a 501c3 to help the water and help the people. And you guys are going to ruin it. You are not going to ruin it for us. We're not going to allow you to do it. So, Lori, if you had to say something to the people of the United States of America, to our government, and how do we handle this? What do we have to do in order to fix this?
I've spent months trying to figure out what it would be. Is it the Clean Water Act that's caused these problems? Is it the Oil Pollution Act? These things were all put into place after Exxon, but it seems to be that they failed to put the right wordage in there. And so therefore, we've left this to be cleaned up by the polluter, by the offender.
And that was the fox guarding the hen house.
Yeah, I mean, you can't allow someone, a company whose actions have caused such harm, such death, such destruction, to be in charge of collecting their own evidence, holding it and turning it in against themselves.
Right.
We as the American public have dropped the ball big time here. A few simple words added to the, clean up after yourself under the watchful eye of the United States people and or government. And all they had to add to that, and then therefore BP wouldn't be the one in charge of telling everybody what to do to clean up their mess. They'd just be in charge of paying for it.
And
they
the other thing they did,
being a part of the cleanup. They should only sit back and write checks to the people who are remediators, whatever.
In the first Gulf War, they kept telling these guys that what they were experiencing was not real. And it took an independent panel, and a lot of years later, for them to get anybody that was not affiliated with the drug companies, that was not affiliated with the military-industrial complex, that was not affiliated with anything but doing the studies on these men in order to prove that the United States government had sprayed herbicides on our soldiers in the first Gulf War and give them non-FDA approved drugs. Right. It's an independent panel.
I mean, our government's been known to do this to Americans repeatedly, frankly. After the 911, they sent all those people into harm's way and let them be in harm's way for that entire time. And then, denied and that they were in any harmful situation until they all began getting so sick from the asbestos.
Right. And the other garbage.
All the way back to, Agent Orange. I mean, this is what the U.S. government does. It doesn't protect the people, unfortunately.
No.
I don't feel like my government is there for my safety whatsoever.
Right.
I don't trust what they say.
No.
I've witnessed too much throughout this whole thing to stand in the place of ignorance.
This is absolutely insane.
The dawn's early light, by all I know is right, we're gonna reap what we have sown.